Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you around the garden and let's see how the lilies are. So this first plant is Narcissus cyclatas. It's a hybrid between Tazetta and Cyclaminius. This one, which is have a very heavy head and this very nice apricot color, is Tropical Isle. And you can see, because we had very warm weather, the buds already blasted, so these are not going to open. So that's the problem in Hungary, that the weather gets really quickly very warm and double daffodils just blast their buds. So this is not going to open either. It's a shame. So this one is Jonquilla Diego, and we still have a couple of flowers from Sissi. It's a Cyclaminius crop, and this one is Hyacinthus orientalis, the species, which is very common in Hungary. Maybe they are from the Roman times. So this is the species which the horticulturist made crosses, and we have these big inflorescence oriental hyacinths. These are some onions and tulips, and at the back of the row I have some tulips. These were sold as Madame Lefebvre. They are red, but the leaves are red striped, so they are a Greige hybrid. And these are the remnants of last year's Fritillaria persica. I have some other onions here too, some really old hyacinths. This is a fun one. It's called Olympschkemense, and this has these huge, very fluffy leaves. The flower looks like a normal onion, and you can see that the lilies are already sprouting, especially the LA ones, or ones with longiflorum. So, oh, this is a nice one. It's a trumpet, and LOs are sprouting, and LLO, shadow. Well, I hope they survive because they need acidic soil. And these are Henryi. I transported them, replanted them last year, and I accidentally broke the shoots off, but I know they would regenerate a new shoot for this year. And I already put down the drip irrigation last week, but as you can see we have high winds and they just made them crisscross everywhere, so when the winds are over I had to reposition them again. So these are the lilies. They're growing nicely. I had some virus infected calla lily, which are in bloom now, and from seed sowing from 3 years ago, with a lot of buds. Lovely. You can see some lilies are really started to grow. This is Laverne Freeman, or Miss Fea, and I really hope that we are not going to have frost, because according to the forecast we're going to have 3 or 4 frosty nights, and mild frost is okay. You can see some LA hybrids are very prolific, Asiatics, and you can see here are most of them of these are tetraploids, so they're a little bit later than the other ones. And I have my lily growing media test here, so it's like 25 buckets, and one of these buckets are 20 or 22 gallons, so 80 to 90 liters. And here we can see the buds of Lamprocosmos spectabilis, or the old name was Dicentra spectabilis. And this is the pink one, this is the white one. You can see the leaves are green. This one is Valentine, and this one is with the yellow leaves is yellow leaf. So, and some Arum italicum, different cultivars, and my yuccas are nice. Unfortunately, this one had a flower coming up in December, so of course it didn't survive. And some Iphaeon is flowering, and I'm testing a lot of different soil mixes, and some plants I need to repot. The pulmonarias are in flower, and I had different leaf cultivars of Rhanum crucificaria. And this one is a very interesting one because it should have flowered in autumn. It's Colchicum autumnale, but something happened to the plant and it flowers now. This happens very rarely, but in about 1 in every 10,000 or 100,000 plants can do this if it's stressed. And I have more yucca here, so they're very nice. I made some lavender cuttings, and the Trititis is also coming up really nicely, and there are also lilies in here. So, and these are the American hybrids, and everyone survived except Rotet Rome, but it's okay because I'm going to try to buy it again. And I'm very happy because now I know they need acidic soil, so I can give them a lot of water and acidic soil and have them flower. This is Erica Carnel. It's a cultivar I planted years ago, and I cut it back every year to 1/4 of this size after flowering, and it will grow very nicely. I did cut back Kaluna. This is a hybrid, and it didn't like being cut back in February, so people should wait until May. And this one is horsetail. I really like horsetails, so I got an evergreen horsetail, and this one is Equisetum talmateia, and it has this very nice, for me it's very nice bottle cleaner shape. So this will grow to about 1 meter tall. And as you can see, I have a lot of ends here, so, and some pink flowered Anemone blanda, and some seed sowings, which should not be all. Oh, here a lily is coming up. How nice! And these are also lily seedlings which have been sown last spring, and they waited a year to come up, and I'm very fortunate because I can have them. And I have some erythroniums. This is Pagoda, it's still in bud, and this one is White Beauty. So they also need a moist and acidic soil, which I know now. And look at that, how beautiful the flower is. So I'm quite happy. And under the crates I have a lot of different Convallaria. So this is my Convallaria collection, and some of them already have buds. Oh, you don't see anything, I'm sorry. So here are some buds, and here are more buds, and even more buds here. So I'm quite happy. This cultivar is prolificans, so you can see from the buds that it has I try to zoom in, sorry. So you can see it's a raceme, and the raceme has smaller racemes at the junctions. So look at that, 2 stems from one bud. How lovely. I also have pink ones. I have here the evergreen horsetail, and I have a yellow flowered Anemone ranunculoides here. It likes the place, and later there should be a variegated Convallaria coming up. But I put these down because the sunshine can be too much for some plants. And here you can see Anemone lipschiensis, which is supposed to be a hybrid between ranunculoides and Nemorosa, but Nemorosa flowers much later than ranunculoides. So these are my big tubs, and I'm really hopeful because I'm testing altogether I have 9 different substrates for lily growing, but this trial is running for 3 years, so we have to be patient to get reliable results, because 1 year measurement of 1 year is just 1 year. It could be an outlier. And okay, thank you for your attention. See you next time. Goodbye.